Surprises me every single time. Hi, everyone. This is Ann with Andale Homestead.
It surprises me too. It's like da da boom.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. It is Casey over at Ormsby Farm in the Halfway Homestead.
Happy Tuesday. It's Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch, but it looks like I only finished typing in Bland's. I decided not to go for my full name over here.
I see that.
I literally just noticed that. I guess
I think I just typed in Bland's and hit enter because I was so excited about coming in tonight. I just decided not to finish. So
It's right. It's fun.
see,
it is what it is.
she just come out. She was just so excited because we are talking about figs tonight. And let me tell you, it's actually funny that this fell on this day because this is the Tuesday before the trick-or-treaty day.
Mm-hmm.
Some that celebrate, some that don't. I celebrate the candy, and that's about it. But I make a really good knockoff Snickers with figs.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's kind of fun that it landed on today that we're talking about figs.
Cool.
And we have some wonderful guest hosts. They were on our podcast, and they are a plethora of knowledge on figs. Before we bring them up, Miss Ann, will you please? I'm gonna scroll back up to the one. Would you please say hello to everybody?
I would love to say hello to everybody. Hey, Ann Philbeck. She said she loved the show that we had yesterday on Round the Hay Bale. And so that was really cool. Good to see you, Jersey Dolphins. He says, we are the shizzle to the nizzle, is what Jersey says our show is on Tuesday nights. I love that. Hello, Jackie. Hey, Jackie. And YouTube is doing that weird thing where they're giving your handle instead of your actual name. Hey, Miss Dallas. Hey. Glad to see you tonight, honey. Penny Ortiz. Hello, everyone. Hi, darling. Rebecca, touched by yarn. Now, Rebecca had a little health issue over the week, but she's doing much better. Figured out what's going on, and we're praying for her to rest.
Absolutely.
And get all better.
Yes,
so,
completely.
It's Rebecca. Rocks and Raccoons, Auntie Jan. Hey, y'all. Hey. Yeah, I hope Ann Philbeck's doing well, too. There's our little main man, Mr. Jesse and Lisa from Lazy Days Ahead. Hello, everybody. And then Troy Sutton. I'm glad to see you, Troy. Thank you for being in here. You're always such a treat. And let's see, we've got Joe. Fix it for you, Mr. Joey. Glad to see you in here tonight. Paul Case Farm. What are y'all doing? Thanks for the prayers too, Paul. Not for nothing, Homestead Ginger. Good to see you, sweetheart. Hey. Yep, Ginger, we love you. Thank you. And Tamra, L&L Homestead. Hey, glad to see you. Good to see you in here tonight. And Casey is Tamra Aimling. She says, we got 2 Tamras. Who would have thought, right?
Who would have thunked it?
Who would have thought? Prayer Mountain Homestead, Rita, we're so glad you're in here too, cutie patootie. Thank you for being here. You and Auntie Jan. All right. So that was great to be able to say hello to everyone. We really appreciate you all being here tonight. Now, guys, what is it that we're doing again? We're going to be talking about
Figs.
Figs.
Do y'all eat figs?
I do. I love figs. And no, Paul Case, fig Newtons do not count.
Yes, no.
They don't count. They don't count. Fresh figs from the tree that you can grow yourself. We're going to learn how to plant them, how to feed them, what to do to propagate them, all those kinds of things. Who's going to tell us about that?
John, Sarah, kudos, bees.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Yay.
Good. We're so glad to see you guys. Thank you. Oh, sadly, I killed my big tree.
See, you can't say that because I feel like they should be hard. The way John and Sarah spoke about it, it sounds like it's like they're hard to kill. But if someone here has killed them, I feel like that is something that would happen to me in my world.
Or me.
Yeah. So if I hear somebody killed them, that's making me concerned. Although I will say, I left this episode so excited. Yes. I went running into Eric like it was Christmas. And I was like, we're going to grow figs. I want to grow figs. I want to grow figs. And he was like, no.
Oh, what? Oh,
We got to have a chat with him. Actually,
That's what I'm saying.
eventually, what we want to do is we'll have you guys over and we'll do a big fig tasting, and you
That's
guys.
what I'm thinking. Our next,
they're so good.
yeah, our next dinner date is going to have to be a fig thing, and it's going to be me and you two, and we're going to undercover, like, convince him that I need figs because he is not convinced, and he was literally like so dead serious. He was like, no.
I was about to say, to convince Eric Bland, that is going to be a very big undertaking.
I think John and Sarah can do it.
thank you.
Yeah, no, it's. I have an article on our website talking about figs are one of the more sustainable fruit trees that you can plant on your homestead, and you really should have one because they for the effort that you have to put into them and the amount of fruit that you get from them, and they're really healthy for you. So
They are.
Mhm.
They're good for
They're just yummy.
digestion. Yeah, they are. They're very good. And we started out the show yesterday talking about I have a fig tree that is near and dear to my heart. My mother planted it in 1978, which is a special year for a certain somebody.
Just a few short years ago.
Could have been the year she was born. Could have been. Now that tree is just going to be my memory tree. I do believe we decided on that show because it's huge. It's like 40, 50 feet in the air. And don't forget to connect with Hay Bale. We're growing. Did y'all see that? That
We're like
growing?
700 subscribers.
I know. Look at us being cool. I think it's because of figs.
It could be.
Well, Aunt, one of these days, Aunt, I'll have to get a cutting from you, and we'll name your fig tree. We'll give it a special name, a special place here in the garden.
There's something that you talked about on the show when you were talking about getting cuttings.
Uh-huh.
Now, tell us again how it is to be able to get some cuttings.
Well, and you basically want to wait for the tree to go dormant. So more towards the winter, late fall, early winter, when it drops all of its leaves. What happens is, generally speaking, is that the sap that is in the tree, pretty much goes back to the roots, which is how the fig tree helps protect itself during the winter. And then what you can do is trim your tree to the shape that you want. And any of those cuttings that you take off of it, you can propagate them and grow another fig tree with the same genetics.
Which sounds amazing to me. I mean, I did that on a couple of when we cleaned up around the tree. I got a couple of cuttings and gave some to my kids, and they are since gone because they put them in a pot and never watered them again. But you were talking about getting a stick as long as it had some leafy.
No, the nodes.
Nodes. And if we weren't ready to plant them at the time, there was something we could do with them.
That's correct. You can put them into like a freezer bag and stick them in your crisper drawer in a refrigerator, and you can keep them there for months until you're ready to deal with them.
Isn't that crazy, y'all? We could just have a little bag of sticks in our fridge, which is nothing new to homesteaders, right?
Can I just pop this question up real fast for John and Sarah to answer?
Yeah, I put it in there. Yes, we actually have probably I want to guess about 40 fig trees left for the season. I started the season with about 200. So we're about 40 now, and I think I have about 8 different varieties that we have for sale even now. So yeah, we sell them. We sell cuttings in the winter, and then I take a lot of those cuttings and I propagate them, and in the spring I sell more trees. So
okay.
How can they get in touch with you to purchase them? So, like, let's just say I wasn't close to you and I couldn't just drive over. How do they get in touch with you to be able to purchase? Do you want them to email you, or?
Yeah, if you send me an email, john@twodoves.com, or you can go to our website or on YouTube. All of our contact info is there, and then just get in contact with us. Mm-hmm. Most of the trees that I have available now they started last winter, so they're good size. A fig tree it's not uncommon for them, especially in the ground, they can go 7 feet tall in one season. The ones I have now are probably 2 to 3 feet tall, and they're all in like 2-gallon pots. Yeah, we're in North Texas. We're just north of Dallas. So
Yeah, they are in a southern region, but do you have to be in a southern region to grow figs?
no,
I didn't think so. No.
no. The more north you are, the more care you have to take for the fig trees. There's several big guys that sell and do a lot of figs, and they're up in New Jersey, New York.
Right.
And a lot of times what they do is they'll have a shed and they just stack all of their potted figs into the shed for winter. I've seen people go as far as digging a big pit. They have big fig trees and they'll dig a big pit, put their fig tree in there for the winter, cover it over with a piece of plywood, and then bury that in with soil until spring. And then they unbury it again and take it out in the spring. So it's kind of crazy. That's a lot of effort. You've got to really love figs to go to that much trouble.
Well, no, John, we talked about on the podcast that you were graciously giving up a forum that talked about all the different stuff that we talked about. And we said on the episode that after today, you have to go to Two Doves, Bees, and Gardens, their YouTube channel, to get it. So I've officially taken it off Hay Bale and Friends. So you have to go and support Two Doves, Bees, and Gardens. Head over there, give them a subscribe, leave them a comment, and then you can get this forum. I printed mine out and I put it in my little homesteading book because it is a lot of information that you really, really, really do need if you want to have fig trees on your property. So Ann Philbeck, this is the forum you need.
Yeah, there you go.
Start
And
it.
Ginger says, John, do you think they would grow good in North Georgia mountains?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. Like I was saying, if you're in a colder climate, and what we did this past year, all I did was left them out. And the ones that are in the ground, I can't do a lot with because they're good sized trees. Throw an extra layer of mulch on them, and they're on their own. And
well, and like any plant in the winter, it does help to water them before you get a freeze.
Yeah. And so we water them, give them some mulch, some wood chips. I mean, a good, thick, layer, probably 4 to 6 inches of mulch just to protect their root zone. And they'll generally make it through the winter without too much trouble.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, even if it does take a hit in an established fig tree in the winter, they'll come right back up. So, and like I said, it's not uncommon for an in-ground fig to grow 7 feet tall or more that following year, even if it dies all the way to the ground.
And they look like they're dead though. I mean, of the cuttings that we did take by accident and stuck in a pot, but they grew like crazy in our pots in the wintertime, they look like they're 2 big sticks there. I mean, just they really do look dead. And you think, no, they're coming back next time. And sure enough, they do. I mean, so don't be discouraged if you're planting a fig tree and in the winter it just looks like it's a dead stick, because they do come back.
Yep, that's true. And like I said, even if it does take a hit in the winter, if it's been in the ground for a year, it'll come right back. It's funny because we planted one that was like the ones I sell. It was probably just a couple feet tall, and I put it in spring. And by November last year, that thing grew almost to 18 feet tall.
Whoa!
It just shot a straight stick up, almost 18 feet tall.
Now, not all fig trees will do that, but some varieties really will grow aggressively.
Yep, that's true.
But they do branch out. I mean, not all of them are just one straight.
No.
Yeah. They do branch out.
Yeah.
They do.
And different varieties.
Yeah, and this year that tree, I when I cut it off in the winter, because I don't want a tree that's I'm trying to harvest fruit from that's 18 to 20 feet tall. Yeah. I cut it off at like my neck level, and then this year, so it's grown back up and it's branched out and it's got lots of branches. So they really grow pretty vigorously.
That's awesome. Let's see. Do they have to go dormant? I'm in Michigan. I've bought the last couple of years, but this past year put it in the garage and it never recovered. Do they have to go dormant?
Well, no, there's a couple of things. I mean, even in winter, a fig tree, you probably want to give them a little bit of water. So if you didn't water them, they still need water to stay alive. but not a lot, just a tiny little bit, maybe once a month, maybe once every other month, just to give it a little bit of water while it's in that dormant stage.
Right.
But yeah, no, there's no reason why you couldn't grow them in Michigan. It's a lot colder up there, so you definitely have to put them into a garage or cover them or give them some extra protection. They probably won't survive the cold weather like that.
Now, Troy has a question, and that are fig trees like apple trees? Do they need two to cross pollinate? I have not found that to be so. Is that so?
That is, nope. You do not need a two to pollinate. They are self-pollinating. In fact, we talked about it, I think, on the podcast. You know, there's this thing where a lot of people think that a wasp or a bug moves into the figs which is the pollination. And the only place that's true is in some parts of California. I think that's the only place in the United States that has the fig wasp. And there are certain varieties of figs that need that fig wasp to produce figs. But any of the ones that you have, they're called common figs, don't need it at all. They're self-pollinating. You could have a single tree and get lots of fruit from it.
And they can be in pots.
They can.
Yes.
So in fact, I think we mentioned that too, is like fig trees in pots generally will give you figs sooner than a tree that you put in the ground.
I was going to ask that, like, for those that are in the chat are saying, hey, I'm really thinking about doing figs and I want to get figs. When can someone expect, once they put a new seedling in the ground, to get figs on their homestead?
So if you put it into the ground, generally speaking, it's going to take, it's kind of almost like any of the other fruit trees. It's going to take a year or two before you really start getting it. By year three, you're definitely going to be getting figs. And you may be getting a lot more figs than you think you're going to be getting. But if in a pot, you're going to probably get figs your first year.
First or second.
Yeah, mostly because what they want to do is the figs want to get all their roots going and really established. And in a pot, they can do that a lot faster than they can on the ground. And so you'll often get figs earlier on potted fig trees than ones in the ground. Now, the ones in the ground will definitely grow better I know for us here, it's night and day. Figs in pots, I have to water every day. The figs in the ground, I think I watered twice this year.
Gotcha. Now, Monica, you might be able to, encourage Eric to let you have one in a pot somewhere.
I mean,
that's
maybe.
a good word, encourage.
Encourage.
We're going to encourage. We're going to encourage him to
encourage him. Well, because so if I get one in a pot, John, I can use one, right? I can just do one. And does it need like full sun all the time, or does it need to be shaded part of the time? I'm trying to think of where your tree. I mean, your like food forest was like all along the edging.
Yeah.
I feel like it made its own shade.
Yeah. So our ones that are in the ground are kind of on the west side of our property. And so they get full sun from probably 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mid-afternoon.
Yeah. And then the trees on our neighbor's property start to shade them. The potted figs, they're a little more finicky. I keep them under like an understory. So I keep them under a big bodark only because the heat is what's gets to those in the pots. So trying to protect the root zone.
Okay, so if I was going to do a potted one, I should keep that I'll probably keep that in towards the back of my house so that it got sun part of the day, but it would actually have the shade of my tall trees, because I have trees, but I would need to keep it in a partially shaded area that stays a little cooler too.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, nothing really stays cool in the summer, but I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Eric listening? Eric.
Likely not.
Well, he can watch the replay. Tell him to watch the replay. He needs to get a fig tree. Just one.
He does.
I'll send him a message. What were you going to say, Sarah?
I was going to say, when we first started with potted figs, we had them in full sun.
Okay.
And in the middle of the summer, they started not looking so good.
Yeah.
They were just, they were thirsty and they were a little bit wilted. And when we moved them where they got afternoon shade, they did so much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I shade cloth everything in my garden in like the end of June. Like it's like my son's birthday, which is like June 24th, and I'm like throw up the shade cloth because I know that before July gets here, everything's going to start burning alive.
Yeah.
So I don't want my garden to leave me at that point. So in June, I literally put shade cloths over everything. I think that's the only reason why I still have things going into November.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would either set it somewhere where it have shade or, okay, that makes sense. Cause it does dry up really fast, especially in a pot, right?
It does.
Okay.
So, yeah. Angie Jen, they will do well in pretty much any soil. In fact, we talked, I think, on the podcast where I've seen images of a fig tree growing upside down out of the face of a cave. So it was all rock, and it found a crevice, and it was growing upside down in a cave.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
What kind of
wild.
soil do they love best?
Yeah. Well, I mean, here we have the caliche, crappy,
We have clay soil.
and it's mostly clay. They do prefer, if you were to, if you could do any soil, they like it just a little acidic. But they grow fine here, and our is
We're alkaline.
definitely alkaline.
Yeah.
So they'll do pretty well anywhere. Yeah, it's on there, john@twodoves.com. And just reach out and we'll figure something out.
Absolutely. That would be great. That would be great. And Ginger says,
Oh, there you go.
what? My birthday, that's my birthday too in June, she says. So that's a good day. That's an awesome day.
Do they have flowers on them? Well, the fig itself is actually the flower. So what you're eating is the flower. It's an inverted flower is what the figs actually are. So when you eat them, and a lot of them, you'll have like a little seed crunch. You're eating the seeds from a fig. That's actually an inverted flower. So they don't really draw pollinators per se, like like honeybees or anything like that. But so lots of other creatures like to eat figs. And I do my best I want to eat them. So squirrels and all that, they try to steal them from me.
Yes, we have a problem with the squirrels and the crows and all the birds, the bluebirds, the blue jays. They love those figs.
Yeah, they do for sure. And raccoons. I actually had, I'm sure it was a raccoon, and it must have been a big one that climbed up on one of my trees and actually snapped off a branch about like that big around.
Like as big around as your arm.
Yeah, almost.
Oh,
Just
my
snapped it all the way off. So yeah, if there's figs on them and they like to eat them.
That's right. Okay, so there was something else that you said when you have the cuttings and you have the little buds, what is it?
Yeah, the leaf nodes.
Leaf nodes. And then you put it in something.
Yeah. So the way I do mine, there's tons of ways to propagate figs. You can do them in sand. You can do them in just about any growing medium. I prefer to use 100% vermiculite. Okay. So it's like perlite, only it's a little different. What I do is I use a clear plastic cup. My kids and us, we save plastic cups from McDonald's or wherever they go. We wash them and then save them all year round. And I use those clear plastic cups with 100% vermiculite, stick it in there. And when I start to see roots and it starts to grow and we start to see a little bit of leaf, we'll take them back and we'll put them under grow lights just for us because we like to be able to sell them and share them.
Sure.
So yeah, 100% vermiculite, just pre-moistened. No, don't overwater them. More people kill fig cuttings by overwatering than probably anything else. So just a little bit of moisture, pre-moisten it before you put them in there, let it go. And it takes about 4 to 5 weeks.
That's so cool. That's so cool. All right. So can fig trees grow in the ground next to olive trees? Penny has some olive trees in Oregon.
Yeah, I would imagine that you can. One of the things that Sarah and I often look at we talk about retiring to Italy. And in Italy, it's not uncommon to see olives and fig trees in the same yard. So I'm sure they're very, companion oriented.
They go well on a charcuterie board together, don't they?
They do.
That's good.
And so speaking of charcuterie, you had also said that there was something we could do with the leaves of the fig tree.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the figs are just one. That's just that's like kind of the icing on the cake, so to speak. You can make fig leaf tea. Sarah loves to make fig leaf tea. So we'll take some leaves here and there, and then we'll wash them and dry them in the dehydrator, crunch them up, and save those for enjoying fig leaf tea year round. You can also use them like grape leaves to do food wraps and things like that. You've seen people where they wrap wrap grape leaves to on food. They do the same thing with fig leaves.
Grape leaves tend to, when you have food rolled inside a grape leaf, you eat the grape leaf. Figs is more like you would use like a banana leaf.
Yeah.
It imparts flavor, and you cook it when it's wrapped in the leaves, but you don't eat the leaves themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good thing you told me that, because
It's going to be chomping on the leaves.
now biblical fig leaves, maybe.
Yeah, we often talk about that. It's like, I don't know about Adam and Eve. Fig leaves. If I try to put them on my body, it's like, ain't no way. They're kind of itchy and scratchy.
Adam must have been a little thin too. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know. We've got some big fig leaves. I think he'd have been okay.
Sometimes they will get, different kinds of figs will have different shaped leaves, but some of them are quite large.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
this is going down the wrong road. Anything else you can do with fig trees?
I was about to say, where are we going with this?
We're not talking about the endowment of the first two humans on Earth, okay?
Yeah.
Not our fault. Somebody else brought it up.
Well, it was biblical.
Can you do anything with the fig bark though?
Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen anything about fig bark. Now, I've seen a lot of different ways to use the figs. They do. You can dry them, so they actually get really, really sweet when you dry the figs. You can actually leave them on the tree to dry on the tree, or you can dry
with some varieties.
Some
are really good dried on the tree. Some figs will just go bad on the tree.
Yeah.
So, but you can dry them just like any other thing. And there's a meadery right around the corner from us, and he loves
meadery.
Mead, MEAD.
Oh, I thought you said meat. I was like, there's a
meadery.
Well, one of those two. It's called McDonald's.
I'm like, we call that the butcher at the meadery. Okay,
But,
so it's a meadery, so they make mead like drink.
So he wants the figs, and they do a really dried, very sweet fig that they'll serve with some of their meads.
Yum. Cool. Now, Casey, you had a recipe that sounded scrumptious that you shared with us. Do you remember which that was?
Well, I have a couple. There was one that I like to stuff with blue cheese. Like you open the fig a little bit, and you put some blue cheese crumbles in it and wrap it with bacon and air fry it. And it's really good. I had learned from a couple homesteaders that figs you can actually add as a sweetener instead of adding the sugar. If you don't want the extra sugar in your diet, adding the figs in there as a sweetener is a good way to kind of blend it up and add it. But I also make it as a Snickers bar, like a knockoff Snickers bar with the mashed up figs, and it is so good. It is so yummy. Maybe not as healthy. How do you do that? It's a secret, Miss Ann. You have to go over to the YouTube channel.
Did you do a video on that?
You have a video?
I have. I've done the Snicker video.
Well, could you kindly link your video to the description after we're finished tonight?
I probably need to do a newer one because it's one of the older ones. But figs, I mean, I'm sure John and Sarah can back me up on this one. Figs are so versatile on eating wise.
Fig preserves, figs wrapped with bacon, fig Snickers, which sounds absolutely scrumptious.
Monica, when you came, did I give you the pear and fig preserve that we used to make on the homestead?
I don't think so. I have not had it.
It was so good.
That sounds delicious.
Because it was a chunky, but the pear sometimes is like apple juice and can be a little too sweet and sour depending on your variety of pear. And the fig just adds just that amount to make it really good for like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I definitely did not get that.
You didn't get it. Well, he owes you then, Monica.
Yeah.
Holding out on you.
I'm
Well,
coming.
Hey,
things too. I know somebody mentioned fig Newtons. They don't make fig Newtons per se anymore. They make Newtons, and then you get fig flavored ones, and they make all the other varieties of fig Newtons now. But there's with the fig Newton. Just so you know, they used a variety of fig called the Black Mission fig. That's what almost all of them are done. And I think we talked about it on the podcast too. There's 3 different categories. You have sugar figs, honey figs, and berry figs. And they're all so good, and it's just they're all different. So,
and what would a brown fig be? A brown fig tree be?
Well, it's probably a sugar fig or a honey fig, and probably a honey fig.
Okay, but I mean they taste really good. I mean, real sweet, but not super duper sweet, but just absolutely delicious. And then I eat at a deli, and that would be called a meadery. There you go. And fig cookies are awesome. And Jesse said, why couldn't we freeze dry figs, grind them up, and use them as a sugar replacement? I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, you probably could, for sure. It'd be interesting to try.
Jesse, you need to have the company send us a freeze dryer, and we would be more than happy to test out that and see if it works.
Absolutely, we would.
Just saying.
Yeah. Well, no, this year we probably got the biggest figs that we've had, that we've grown. We had some figs that were 90 grams, something. Well, I had one that was, bigger than that even, I think.
I think so.
How big is 90 grams? Hold it. With me.
Probably about like that big around.
Wow.
Holy moly, yeah.
So that was almost like a small apple.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Say, that's the size of an apple. That's amazing.
The Texas Blue Giant that we got figs from last year, I mean, they were this big.
Yeah.
They're huge, like baseball size.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they're
Probably a really good bacon covered one. Just saying, that size. And I am in Georgia. To answer the question in the chat, I am in Georgia.
yeah.
I'm in the South.
I think we have gotten more questions
Mhm.
and more information on this particular live than almost any we've ever had. And that's just awesome. Thank you, John and Sarah. So
yeah. And if anybody
our
has any
pleasure.
questions, feel free to reach out. We love sharing. And like I said, I have about 100 varieties of figs, and we like to share them. And eventually we want to have people here where they can taste all the different varieties that we have. But that's a little ways out. That's our big plan.
that sounds great. Well, John and Sarah from Two Doves, Bees, and Gardens, you guys have to go over there and tell them that you came from Hey Y'all, Hey, round the Hay Bale. We just love having you here, and we want you to come back. And thank you so much for all of your information. But
We enjoy it.
it's time
It's
for
been
us
our
to say
pleasure.
goodnight. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
we love y'all.
you. We love you very much. It's time for us to say goodnight. So thank you all so much in the chat and all of your comments. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments after the live, and we will try very hard to get you answers. So
Or you
thank
can just email them.
Yes. Can we put up their email again? Because there you go.
Yep.
Look out. They're coming. We've already sold 3 fig trees tonight. All right, you guys. Bye, y'all. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.